Welcome back to North of the Broad. I'm Jonathan Haupt, filling in for host Robin Zimmerman. We're here with Julia Haddick, who is the Chief Development Officer for Hopeful Horizons. Welcome to the show, Julia.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Race4Love, which is coming up at the end of September. I understand this is the 12th annual year for the event. Can you tell us a little bit about what it is?
Yeah, Race4Love, our 12th annual event, is a 5K run, 3K walk. It's held out on Cat Island. We've been having it in past years in February. This is our first year that we've swapped to September, moved it to a fall event. It's a kickoff for Domestic Violence Awareness Month, which begins in October. It's held in October. Again, 5K run, 3K walk. All the proceeds from the race go to support Hopeful Horizons and support survivors of abuse in our community.
Can you tell us a little bit about the origin of the event? It has such a fascinating and interesting backstory.
It does. So back in 2002, two Beaufort County deputies were killed in the line of duty, responding to a domestic violence call. And then fast forward 10 years later, one of the widows of one of the deputies began this race, and the purpose was to raise money to support victims of domestic abuse, and all funds for the race back in 2012 supported CODA, which was an organization prior to Hopeful Horizons.
Gotcha.
Merged with Hope Haven in 2017. Many people around here know about the merger.
Yes.
And we became Hopeful Horizons, and the race has kind of just continued along the past 12 years. And we've, it's one of our biggest events that we are beneficiaries of the funding that's raised and all the proceeds raised, and it goes to directly support survivors.
It sounds like an amazing way to turn a traumatic experience into just a great gift for the community too.
It was
a way to honor a life of service also.
Exactly. A great way to honor so many.
So there is a website, which is Race4Love, the number 4, Race4Love.com. Can folks go there still to sign up to participate in the race or to be a sponsor for that matter?
Absolutely. Race4Love, the number, like you said, .com. You'll have registration information, and then more information about the race, information about Hopeful Horizons as well. And then sponsorship information. We are still accepting sponsors for the race. Again, all of the proceeds go to support victims of abuse in our community. So it's a great opportunity to get out, get involved with the community, and support victims and survivors of domestic abuse.
I really encourage folks to have a look at the website. You're relatively new to Hopeful Horizons. Could you tell us a little bit more about what the organization does for folks who maybe are not as familiar?
Absolutely. I joined Hopeful Horizons in February of this year, and I'm so happy to be here. It's a wonderful organization. We're the Lowcountry's leading child abuse, domestic violence, and sexual assault victims services organization. We provide a slew of just resources for victims, survivors of violence and abuse, from therapy and counseling services. We provide legal services. We have an emergency domestic violence shelter for those fleeing violent home lives. We have a transitional housing program to help people back on their feet after they've exited the emergency shelter. And we have locations all in Beaufort, Bluffton, and then we have a Walterboro location as well.
So that's quite a territory that you cover as well.
We cover 5 counties, actually. We serve 5 counties: Beaufort, Jasper, Colleton, Hampton, and Allendale.
That's a tremendous resource for so many people to benefit from. Here at the Conroy Center, we honor the memory of Pat Conroy, of course, our namesake, who was a child of abuse, who spoke honestly and openly about that. So I'm really glad you're able to be here in the center to talk about the race and Hopeful Horizons today as well.
Yes, thank you so much. It's great to be here.
I understand that the race has raised more than $135,000. That's a phenomenal amount. So it sounds like the community has been really supportive, both in terms of participation and sponsorship.
Yes, since the beginning, over $135,000, I believe, has been raised to help victims of abuse. And in the past couple of years since Hopeful Horizons has taken over, it's just continued to grow and gain more attention and have more people involved and raise more funds. So Yeah,
It's
we're
a
thrilled.
wonderful way to spend a Saturday too out on Cat Island. So again, it's the Race for Love coming up September 28th, 9 a.m. start, and the website once again, race4love.com. Julia Haddick, thank you so much for joining us here on North of the Broad, and we'll see you next month right back here on North of the Broad. Take care.